Upwards of 60 million Americans tonight have reason to pray that just one of those little spaghetti strands on the hurricane model forecasting map somehow takes Hurricane Irene away from us and out to sea. Because otherwise, if it doesn't, if it goes the way so many are fearing and predicting, it could follow a course we haven't seen since before the start of the last century, and it could cause damage along the eastern seaboard, including New York City, that we haven't dealt with in decades. Tonight, our coverage is in place up and down the eastern seaboard, and in a moment, we will get the most detailed possible analysis from our friends at the Weather Channel. We want to begin tonight with Al Roker on the North Carolina coast. And Al, the most troubling thing we keep hearing from people like you and reading on the web is no one sees a good model to divert the track this thing is on right now.
No, that's right, Brian. Unfortunately, we are talking about a perfect storm. We're here in Duck, North Carolina. Normally, well, these beaches would be still packed at this time, but mandatory evacuations have moved people off the beaches, both residents and tourists. And here's where we've got. This is the reason these evacuations have taken place, because of Hurricane Irene. It's right now 575 miles south of Cape Hatteras, Category 3 storm with 115-mile-per-hour winds, moving north-northwest at 14 miles per hour. We still have hurricane warnings up right now for the Bahamas. We also have tropical storm warnings, hurricane warnings, and watches up and down the mid-Atlantic into the northeast. And here's the path we see this thing taking right now, basically making its way now along the Florida coastline through this evening on into tomorrow morning as a Category 3 storm. It continues up the coast by Friday afternoon, still as a 3. It comes across the Outer Banks right around Saturday in the afternoon with 110-mile-per-hour winds, continues to the north, and this is the path we don't like for New York City, Long Island, Connecticut, and New England, because the big cities are on the northeastern quadrant of this storm as it makes its way on up into New England, and that's usually the strongest part of the storm. These are the impacts we expect to see over the next 72 hours. We are looking right now for Cape Hatteras, tropical storm winds tomorrow night, worst conditions for most of Saturday. Ocean City, Maryland, same thing late Saturday into noon Sunday. As we move up the coast for Hurricane Irene, we continue to see the impacts from Philadelphia to New York City. Tropical storm winds late Saturday, the worst conditions Saturday night into Sunday evening, and moving on up to Boston. They'll be about 24 hours later from Boston to Portland. Look for tropical force winds Sunday morning. The worst conditions will be Sunday afternoon. Extreme weather conditions you can expect from Cape Hatteras all the way up to New England. Coastal flooding, major beach erosion, damaging winds, torrential rains, and Brian, we can't even rule out tornadoes as this thing comes up the coast. Of course, we'll continue to update you. We'll bring you the latest tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m. on Wake Up with Al on the Weather Channel and the Today Show at 7 in the morning.
All right, Al, that storm path puts a lump in your throat. Al Roker on the coast of North Carolina starting us off. Al, thanks.